I'd like to welcome you out to our game today between your Lady Elks and the St. John's Redskins. Both region lead, so this game, as well as the boys' game that's going on across the way, are for the region championship. St. John's is ranked fifth in the state, and Lady Elks are ranked number 6. As soon as I get you the lineup for the Redskins, I'll be saying it too. But first up is number 16 for the Redskins. First pitch of the game. Ball 1, strike 1. Sorry, it's number 13 up to bat. A little inside, 2-1 the count. Batting for the Redskins is Scarborough. Pitching for the Elks is Ariola with Newman behind the plate. Little number back up to Ariola, grabs it, quick throw over to first for the first out of the inning, 1 up, 1 out. Rest of your defensive lineup for your Elks is as usual. You have Webster at first, Penrod at second, Walker at short, and Wiltbank at third, with Elmer Heavener and it looks and Crick in the outfield. Batting up is Pulsiver. Strike 1, little foul ball. These two teams played about a month and a half ago with St. John's coming out on top. So we'll see if today's different or the same. Just a little high. Oh, it said strike. A little late call, but strike 2. 0-2 the count to Pulsiver with Nelson on deck. Hit Walker. Walker strong throw and gets her by about half a step, so 2 outs. Nice strong throw by Walker. Picks off Pulsiver at first. Brings up Nelson.
Come on, Bella.
Change up. Ball. Ball 1.
We'll take it.
All right, inside, ball 2, 2-0.
Come on, Bella.
Low, 3-0 count. Three and 0 the count to Nelson with 2 out here in the top of the first. Strike on the inside corner, 3-1. As Ariola tries to fight her way back. Fly ball to left field. It looks like it's over. And a home run for Nelson. A solo home run for Nelson, 1-0 for the Redskins. Hey, babe. Case Synergy up to bat now for the Redskins. Foul ball into the home team dugout. Girls are scattering over there. 0-1 the count. High on the changeup, 1-1. Strike two, swinging. 1-2 the count. High fly, second base. Let's see. And pops out of Penrod's glove for an error. Penrod had it, but popped out for an error. So 1 on now. 1 in and 2 outs. Brings up Maya Synergy. Hit back to pitch. Carla picks it up and throws it first for the 3rd out. So on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left, the Redskins pick up 1. We head to the bottom of the 1st, 1-0 in favor of the Redskins. Nelson. Yeah. Like I said earlier, this is our last regular season game. Both teams will start playoffs next week, probably next Saturday if rankings stay the same. If not, then we might be a little change there. But like I said, right now we're ranked 5th and 6th in the state. Maya Synergy pitching for St. John's with Nelson catching. First at bat for your Lady Elks is Skylar Heavener, center fielder. Strike down the middle of the plate. Heavener lets that one go by. Foul ball. Down past first base, out of play. 0-2. Fly ball to right field. It's over right fielder's head. Heavener have at least a double on the play. Looks like she's going to hold up at second. So double by Heavener brings up Penrod. With Walker on deck and Wilbank in the hole. Carter squares the bunt, bunts down toward third base. It's going to be a close play at first and safe. Safe at first. Penrod Hebner moves up on the play. No one's covering second, so Penrod head up play into second. So still no outs with Walker coming up to bat. Wiltbank on deck. Ball low. 1-0. Walker trying to bring in two here. Lays off the high pitch. 2-0. Foul ball. 2-1. Two balls, one strike to Walker. 2-1. Another foul ball. Past third base. 2-2. Ball 3. Full count to Walker. Another foul ball on the left side of the field. Count remains the same. Walker sends one back up the middle. Clean single. And Hebner will score. Penrod will move up to third. And on the throw, Walker goes into second. So still 2 on with no outs with Wiltbank up to bat. Swing and strike one by Wiltbank. Wiltbank lays off that high one. Count goes to 1-1. Little liner to shortstop. Caught there by Pulsiver for the first out. Just little line drives brings up Ariola with Autumn on deck. Still 2 on with just 1 out. Line drive in the gap. It is gone for a 3-run home run by Ariola. Line drive over the left center field fence. 4-1. So that clears the bases. Maya Sinigini still pitching for the Redskins. On the boys' side, it's 0-0 after 1 inning between the St. John's and Round Valley boys. Brings up Autumn Webster after that home run. One hopper to Pulsifer. Pulsifer with a strong throw over for the second out. Webster's retired. So 2 outs now with Newman, Taisley Newman up to bat. Strike one. Newman swings through that one. Well, Newman fouls that straight back. Looks like it's landing in somebody's truck bed. So 0-2 to Newman. No one out. No one on base. 2 outs. Newman tries to keep the first inning going. It hits her foot. She'll get a free pass to first base. As that one hit before the base, and Newman stand there and let it hit her. First pitch, little low ball one. Foul ball, straight back for Elmer. 1-1 the count. Line shot in the gap between third and short. Be 2 on now. Brings up Crick.
Way to get it in, Greg.
Kenzie Crick up the bat with 2 outs and 2 on. Ball in the dirt. Good job by Ketch preventing that from going past her. High, ball 2. Pickoff attempt at second. Newman back in time. Ball 3. 3-0 on another low pitch. Strike on the inside part of the plate. 3-1 the count. Ball 4 on a high pitch. So bases loaded now. Hebner up for the second time this inning. Hebner had a double in the gap first at bat. Jenny still pitching for the Redskins. Little high. Ball 1. Strike. Knee-high strike on the inside part of the plate. 1-1. Bases loaded with Newman, Elmer, and Crick on base. Foul ball. 1-2. Elks leading 4-1 here in the bottom of the first. Little pop fly, and shortstop has that for the third out of the inning. So Elks were able to get 4 runs on 4 hits and 2 walks after 1 complete inning. 4 for Round Valley, 1 for St. John's.
You tell her thank you. Hi. How are you? I was like, I can't keep. Hey, Charlie, did you go say hi to Grandma? Oh. She didn't even see you back there. Thank you.
You're welcome. No problem. I don't have any little kids around anymore, so.
I mean, you could have just pulled her down and let her fall in the dirt.
Oh, my bad. Oh.
Getting ready to start the top of the second. Coming up to bat is number 1, Wagner, for the Redskins. Just remember, probably will have 1 home game, hopefully at least 1 home game next weekend if standings hold up where they are now. If not, we'll try to keep you posted when we play. Boys also hopefully will have a home game. So Wagner up to bat, leading off the top of the second. High ball 1.
Hey, good eye, Abby. Way to watch it.
Little number towards second. Picked up and flipped over by Penrod for the first out of the inning. Good job by Penrod to charge that ball. Ellsworth up to bat for the Redskins. Ball low. High ball 2. 2-0 the count to Ellsworth. Strike on the inside part of the plate. 2-1. Strike 2 on a swinging pitch as Ariel is able to get the changeup across. So 2-2 the count. Another high fly toward and 2 outs as Elmer catches that for the second out. Through a second changeup, Ellsworth was just a little bit in front of it. Lazy fly to Elmer. So 2 quick ups, up and out. Yeah, my English is not very, very good. Brings up Richardson. Outside, ball 1. Strike on the inside corner. 1-1 the count. Foul tip in the glove. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Richardson batting. Oh, she looked like she peeling down, see if she held up or not. Nope, she held up. 2-2 the count. High fly to right field. And it looks like it might be gone. Yes, it is. So a solo home run by Richardson as she hits that one with the wind over the right field fence. Which makes the score 4-2. Still 2 outs after that home run by Richardson with Sundol up to bat. Ball 1 in the dirt. Little number pass. Oh, it's going to be a tough play. Over and out. Got her by just a quarter of a play. Oh, called the foul ball on the play. Said it hit her foot. So all that excitement for nothing there is that is a foul ball. 1-1 the count. Outside, 2-1. Little high, 3-1. 3-1 the count to Sundal. 2 outs here in the top of the second. A little high, it looks like again. Brings up Scarborough. So 1 on, 2 outs.
There's room here.
High fly, foul ball. With the backstop. 0-1 the count to Scarborough. Pulsiver, Sundal on first. Fly ball, foul though, as it drifts out of play down the third base line, 0-2. High fly to center field. Looks like Hebner's underneath and makes the catch about 4 or 5 feet in front of the fence for the third out. The Redskins pick up 1. And after an inning and a half, 4-2 for your Lady Elks.
Dad, you want to come up here? Or you good? Oh, we'll come. Put over there. She won't. They'll be over there for a little bit. Nice stop, Bella. Nice throw.
Penrod starting off the bottom of the second for your Lady Elks. Over on the baseball side, it's still tied at 0 after 2 complete innings. Ryder clears the bunt and foul ball.
Hold them right here, girls.
Outside, 1-1 to count. Penrod chases one out of the strike zone for strike 2, 1-2. Down low, 2-2. Swings and chases the high one for the first out of the inning as she strikes out. Brings up Walker. So 1 out, no on for Walker with Wiltbank on deck. Foul ball over the third base dugout. 0-1.
Go throw it away. Go throw that away. Find the trash. You'll find some. You have yogurt in the corners of the mouth.
High ball 1, 1-1.
Just wipe it on your shirt.
Line shot over second baseman. It's going to go all the way to the fence. Walker's going to get his third on the play. She'll hold up at third on the triple. So nice hit by Walker. Brings up Wiltbank with just 1 out. Inside, ball 1. Swinging underneath that one. 1-1 to count.
Dad, hand me that oil that's in your thing.
High, ball 2, 2-1. It hits her on the foot. Wiltbank will go to first base. So runners on the corners, first and third, with Ariola up to bat, with Newman on deck. Just 1 out. Ariola up bat trying to help herself here. Foul ball. Out of play.
Go over there in a little bit too.
Inside, 1-1. Wilbank and Walker on base. Nice hit in the line drive to left field. Walker, Wilbank will go to second. Ariola at first after the single, and Walker will score. Webster up to bat. 5-2 the score for your Lady Elks. Sinigini's still pitching for the Redskins. Strike one. As Autumn let that one down the middle go. Foul ball, strike two. As Autumn fouled that one straight back. So 2 on with Wilbank and Ariola on bases. Webster up to bat. 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. Ball inside, gets by a catch. Runners will move up 60 feet. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Webster. Ball. Well, Wilbank thought that got by catch a little bit more. Started to go, had to dive back into base to get back in time. So still 2 on. Count now goes to 2-2 on another low pitch. Autumn stays alive on a foul tip. Back to the screen. Another foul ball back over the screen. Count remains tied at 2. Newman waiting on deck. Autumn chases one high out of the strike zone for the second out of the inning. Newman up to bat with 2 outs now, with runners still on second and third. Newman lays off the high pitch. Ball 1. Strike 1. Newman swings it one on the outside part of the plate. 1-1 the count. Wilbank at third. Ariola at second. 2 outs. Newman drives it into short, left, right. It's not. Let's see, and it drops. Throw it home and out safe there. Newman dives back second, will be safe there. So 2 will score as Wilbank and Ariola comes in. Elmer up to bat with Newman at second. Still 2. High ball 1, 1-1. Strike on the inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Throw down a second, trying to pick off Newman. She's back in time. Foul ball back over the screen. Count remains 1-2. Little bloop right to second base, which will be caught by a second baseman, Scarborough, for the 3rd out. Elks were able to add on 3 there in the 2nd inning. So after 2 complete innings, 7-2 for the Elks.
Oh my gosh. Nice. Nice.
So, I reached it and then that building right over there.
Boys side, it looks like St. John's 1, Round Valley 0 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Nelson leading off for St. John's. No, sorry, Pulsiver leading off for St. John's. Just a little high, ball 1. High, ball 2. High, ball 3. 3-0 the count to Pulsiver. Strike. 3-1. Hit hard shot past Walker. Walker puts his gloves on it, but able to corral that. Elmer gets the ball back in, holds Pulsiver to first base. So Pulsiver's on with Nelson up to bat.
Come on, Bella.
Hit to Ruth. Ruth picks it up and throws it for the. Oh, that was a bad call at first, but they called her safe. Looked like to me she was out, but they did call her safe. So runners on first and second now. Still with no outs. Brings Sinigini, Casey Sinigini, with Maya on deck. Foul ball back over the screen. Strike 1. high, 1-1. Good job by Newman. Get up and get that one. Keep the runners on first and second. Fly ball to center. Going back. And out of here for Nelson's second home run of the game. This one a 3-run. Make the score 7-5. As Redskins start to come back. So Casey Sinigine, sorry, hit that one, not Nelson. Nelson was on base. So 3-run home run by Casey Sinigine with Maya Sinigine up to bat. Score 7 for the Elks, 5 for the Redskins. Change up, foul, past third base. Fly ball, short center. Looks like it's going to drop, and it does. As it gets deep enough to get over second baseman's head, but in front of Hebner. So Maya Sinigine reaches on a single. Wagner. Still no outs in the inning. 3 runs in for the Redskins so far. High ball 1. Sinigine. Ball 2 to Wagner. As that one was a little outside and low. Strike, swinging. 2 balls, 1 strike to Wagner. Maya Sinigine, pinch runner for Sinigine on first. That'd be Charleston. Strike 2, swinging. Throw down and safe as Charleston's in with the stolen base. 2-2 the count to Wagner with Charleston now on second base. Swing and strike 3. After falling behind 2-0, Ariola comes back with 3 straight strikes, brings up number 12, which will be Ellsworth. Charleston on second. 1 out here in the top of the 3rd. Calls that a ball. Ball 1. Hit towards second. Gets by Penrod. Runs all the way to the fence. Charleston will come in. So 2-base error by Penrod there. So Ellsworth goes second. Charleston scores 7-6 to score.
Good job, Grace.
Brings up Richardson, number 3. Ball inside. Hit to first. Autumn picks it up, gets the second out, and Ellsworth will advance to third on the play. So now 2 outs with Ellsworth on third. 7-6 ball game with Sundahl up to bat. Hit to Penrod. Penrod picks up the one hopper and throws to first for the third out. St. John's does get 4 runs on 1 hit and 3 errors to bring the score within 1 at 7-6 for Round Valley. As I said before, this is going to be a close game as St. John's is ranked 5th and Round Valley is ranked 6th in the state at this time, so it'll be a close game all the way through, I think.
They just walked, I think, with Colby to get something over there. I just told them to stay together.
Drink a glass of ice.
I'm over on the boys' side. It's still 1-0 St. John's in the bottom of the 4th inning. Last time the boys played, I think the final score was 3-1 for Round Valley, so it was a low scoring game that time as well. So looks like it's going to stay that way this game. Crick up to bat for the Lady Elks, and then the top of the lineup with Hebner and Penrod. Maya San Jenny still pitching. Crick up to bat. Out. Oh, strike. I don't know where that hit the plate, but it didn't. But he called it a strike. So, foul ball, strike 2. 0-2 to Crick as she leads off here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Ball inside, 1-2. Good job by Crick laying off that high pitch. Runs the count to 2-2. Line shot to center field will drop in. Crick will go to first on the single. Nice sharp hit by Crick. Brings up Hebner. No outs. Crick now on first. Inside low, ball 1. Strike on the inside part of the plate. Crick back to first on that pick-off attempt. So 1-1 the count to Hebner. Line drive to center field. The center field's underneath it, and it hits the top of the fence. Both runners will only move up one base as Crick unable to know where to go on that. It went off the center field's glove, hit the top of the fence and bounced back in. So 2 on, no outs. Brings up Penrod. Kyler up to bat. Penrod swings at a high strike out of the zone. Strike one. Lays off that high pitch, 1-1. Inside, ball 2, 1 strike. Still no outs here in the bottom of the third. 7-6 for your Lady Elks. 2 runners on. Crick on second and Hebner on first. Hebner hits one over, and it's going to drop in.
Oh my God!
That's a single. Will load the bases if that dropped in front of the center fielder on that pop fly. So bases loaded now with Walker up to bat. Had kind of hesitated there because the ball was kind of bouncing around a little bit. I didn't know for sure what was going on. So no outs, bases loaded for your Elks. Ball 1 in the dirt. Nice job by Nelson to pick that out of the dirt. Walker with one to center field, and it's gone. Yes, grand slam for Kelsey Walker. We get the 4 back that they got in the first inning. So 4 runs come in as long as the girls let them touch the base. All right, grand slam. So, it looks like it was 67. The scoreboard messed up 11-6 now. Still no outs here in the third inning. All right, 11-6 after that grand slam on Walker. Wilbank up to bat. It's going to get in the hole. Nope. Backhand by Short. Good job by Short. Unable to get the good play by shortstop to get the ball, but unable to make the throw from deep in the hole. Wilbank on with the infield single. Brings up Ariola with Newman on deck. Sorry, with Webster on deck. Still no outs. Low, ball 1. Wilbank dives back into first on the pickoff attempt. High, ball 2. St. John's calls timeout. If first baseman called timeout, so I'm thinking about Roots kind of wandering off a little far. They're going to try another pickoff play down at first. As when they threw it back to pitcher, she kind of lollygagged back to first. So let's see what happens here. 2-0 to Ariola with no outs after Walker hits the grand slam. Wilbank on first. Oh, in the gap between all the way to the fence, it'll be it looks like a double by Ariola on the play. Runners at second and third now. Brings up Webster. Still no outs in the inning. Inside, ball one. Score 11-6 for your Lady Elks. Boys side top of the fifth, 1-0 still for St. John's. Webster fouls it straight down. 1-1 the count.
Hey, you weren't supposed to hear that. It made him run faster in the track. Did it? Like, you know, Harper's like,
1-1 the count to Webster. Ball two in the dirt. Ruth's coming in and will score as the ball gets just a little bit back past catch, but Ruth able to score on that wild pitch. Count 2-1 now. 12-6. Hey, hang on, guys, hang on. All right, looks like the ball popped up and hit umpire on the hand. A little breaking action there. We'll, Webster back in. Lays off the high pitch, 3-1. Maya St. Jenny still pitching for the Redskins. Strike two, swinging. Webster swings underneath that one. Ariola still at third with no outs. Down low, ball four. Webster works a walk. Brings up Taisley Newman. Sophomore catcher for Round Valley.
Let's go, Taze.
Well, if I say sophomore, that's 3/4 of the team. So. High, gets by catch. Ariola stays at third, but Newman goes down to second. I'm sorry, Webster goes down to second. So 2 runners in scoring position now for Newman. Strike one. 1-1 the count.
Did you let me know? Sorry, I don't know. How are the boys doing? They're losing. Who is? Roundball is losing. Roundball is losing?
2-1. It's 1-0. Yeah. Boys game is still 1-0, bottom fifth inning. Counting to Newman, 2 balls, 1 strike. Swing and strike 2, 2-2. Newman swings through that one. Foul ball. Neiman stays alive as she fouls one straight back. Still 2 on.
That one's way bigger.
Ball in the dirt. Stop by catch. Prevent the runners from scoring. Count goes to full, 3-2.
Anything close, James, anything close.
High fly ball. Short call. Second baseman calls for it and makes the catch. Runners unable to advance on the pop fly. Brings up Elmer. 1 out.
Seven? Seven.
Seven.
You said
Seven.
Yeah.
Cassie up to bat with 2 on with just 1 out here. She tries to bring in a couple. High ball 1. Synergy tries to get her to chase that rise ball.
Go, Cass.
High ball 2, same spot. Foul tip, straight back. 2 balls, 1 strike.
I wish she would have fell out of her chair.
Strike. Strike 2 swinging. Ball gets by catch, but Ariola decides to stay there. With her blazing speed, she decided to stay. Takes after her grandpa slow. So 2-2 the count. Strike right down the middle for strike 3. Brings up Crick with 2 outs now and still 2 on. Crick started out the inning. And we'll see if she can keep it going.
Do it again, do it again.
Strike 1 swinging. Crick just a little bit underneath that one. High and inside, 1-1 to count. Inside, 2-1. Down low, ball 3. 3-1 the count to Crick. Hebner on deck. 2 on. Elks have been able to score 5 runs here in the bottom of the 3rd, leading 12-6. Inside, ball 4. Brings up Hebner with bases loaded. Hebner up with 2 outs now. Bases loaded. Strike one down the middle. As that's usually Hebner's MO is let the first one go to look at the pitch.
Next inning.
Strike two. Hebner behind quickly 0-2. Hebner's foul ball into the home dugout. Looks like it might have hit someone over there. Hopefully whoever hits okay. Got a break in action here. It must have been Jeff, as one of the players said, it knocked his mustache off. So Soderquist, one of our assistant coaches. 0-2 still to Hebner. Line shot, pass shortstop. Crick will come around and will score on the play. And safe at third on the throw. So Crick will go to third, Hebner will go to second. 2 more runs will score. Nice bit of hitting by Hebner there. Just out of the reach of the shortstop there, Pulsiver. Penrod up to bat. Still 2 on, 2 out. Ball inside. Hit right back to pitch. Maya picks it up on the one hopper and throws to first for the third out. Elks were able to get 7 runs in the inning though, and lead after 3 complete innings, 14-6.
Stacy, you should go to a Charlie.
Yeah, I had bought Lily asked me to buy her a free, and I brought it with me. And that's what they just said. Oh. Was it her birthday? Did you say a birthday? Oh, first. Well, I would like to see if you need me to run and get out. But it's splitting right here. So cut. And it's red. I'm gonna have a
They need to make it rubber, huh? So it's not so stinking hot.
All right, on the boys' side of the diamond, looks like it's tied now going into the top of the 6th, 1-1. Leading up off for St. John's is number 13, Scarborough. Foul ball, straight back by Scarborough. Change up line drive. Elmer lets it bounce in front of her for a single. Strong throw over, almost gets her at first. Nice throw by Walker, trying to pick her off. Scarborough gets on with the single. Brings up Pulsiver. High ball one. Line drive, left center, and it could be deep, and it could be gone. So a 2-run home run by Pulsiver brings them back within 6, 14-8. Brings up Nelson. The wind's blowing straight out right now, so anything that gets up in the air for either team, it looks like is carries. So Nelson up to bat now with a score of 14-8. Outside ball one. Low, 2-0. Strike, 2-1 the count on the inside part of the plate. Foul ball, past third base, 2-2. High fly. Webster calls for it and will make the catch for the first out of the inning. On the high pop up, just out in foul territory. 1 out, no one on. Brings up Sinigini, Casey Sinigini. Strike on the inside part of the plate. Foul ball past third base, 0-2. High fly to Crick, and it pops in front of her. So bloop single to right field. Brings up Maya Sinigini with 1 on, 1 out. Inside, ball 1. Throw down. Sinigini back in time. Strike 1. 1-1 the count. As Maya swings through that one. Hit right back to first to pitch. Ariola unable to hang on to that pitch. So runners on first and second now. Brings up Wagner. So 2 on, 1 out. Wagner up. Strike. As Wagner swings through that one. Ball 1, low and inside. High. 2 and 1.
Hey, 1 second, Carl, 1 second.
High fly. And good job by Webster. Catch that near the fence for the second out of the inning. So 2 outs now with 2 on. Score 14-8. Brings up Ellsworth. Number 12 for St. John's. Change up, strike 1. Runner able to move up to third on the ball in the dirt though, so runners at first and third now. Ball 1, 1-1. Runner out. I left early on first, they said. So runner called out at first base. So she left early, so out on the base pass, so 14-8 after 3.5 innings. So on the boys game, 3-1 now St. John's, top of the 6th. As St. John's added on 2 runs in the 6th inning, still batting. So 3-1 on the boys' side. Over here on the girls' side, 14-8. Also, still like to thank those that sponsor all of the activities going on in Round Valley. All the time and money they put into making this possible that we can broadcast not only those people that live here in Round Valley, but those friends and family that live quite a ways away. We've had people as far away from Scotland watching listening to our broadcasts. So it's nice to have family members from around the country and even out of the country being able to see their grandchildren and nieces and nephews play. Bottom of the 4th, Walker up to bat, Wilbank on deck. High and inside, ball 1. They've been pitching Walker pretty carefully all game long. As over there, she hit a couple of home runs in St. John, so they're kind of being careful with her. Little pop fly. Let's see if it's going to hit in. It does, and it's a fair ball as it dies when it hits inside. So ball might have traveled 2 feet, but Walker's on first with the infield single. Brings up Wilbank. Wilbank up with Walker on first. Still no outs. Ruth acts like she's going to bunt. Turns around, pulls it back. It is a strike, though. And she slides back in safely. Walker able to get back to first on that. In a pickle for a minute, but able to dive back first safely. Count 0-1 to Wilbank. Line shot in the gap between third and short. With Walker's speed, she's able to go in third on the play, and Wilbank goes to second on the play. Brings up Ariola. No outs. 2 runners in scoring position. $14-8 to score. Little numbered foul down first base. Strike 2 as Sinigine throws a changeup. Ariola way out in front of that pitch. 0-2 to her. Line shot up the middle for a single. Wilbank will coming home, and she will slide cross plate with the single by Ariola. 2 runs will score. 16-8 to score. Still no outs. Webster up to bat. Webster batting with Ariola on first. Foul ball over the first base dugout. Looks like Tori Slade going in and run for Carla. On and behind in the count, 0-1. Foul ball. Same spot as the last one, 0-2. As Sinigine also had slow ball on that one. Autumn was able to foul it back. That was a ball. Looked like a strike, but he called it a ball. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. High and outside, 2-2 the count. Foul ball past first base. Count remains 2-2. Still no out. Elks have been able to get 2 in so far. Torrey Slade running for Ariola at first. Looks like Ground Valley on the boys' side jumped out in front 5-3 here in the bottom of the 6th. 2-2 the count to Autumn. Outside, count goes full. Autumn works her way back from being down 0-2. Line shot to center field. Going, and Torrey will go to second on the play. Autumn will be first, so nice patience by Autumn, and then finally delivers with a single up the middle. Brings up Paisley Newman. 2 on, no outs. Foul ball by Newman, straight back. Somebody made a catch back there. The crowd cheers. Newman behind 0-1. Runners on first and second. In the dirt, gets by catcher. Runners will move up 60 feet. Count goes to 1-1. Newman with 2 in scoring position now. Ball 3, low. 3-1 the count to Newman. With Elmer on deck. Low. 3-1. Sorry, I thought it was 3-1 before. Now it's 3-1. Little one hopper to third. Third's over. Misses first base. A bad throw from third baseman to first. 2 runs will score. Maybe, yes. And Taisley's safe at third on the 3-base throwing error. So 2 more runs will score for the Elks out of that bad throw by the third baseman. Newman goes all the way to third as Slade and Webster comes in. 18-8 to score. Strike to Elmer. First pitch on the inside corner. Newman at third, no outs. Be Newman, Crick, and Havner coming up. Sorry, Elmer, Crick, and Havner. Swing and strike two. 0-2 to Elmer. Done a good job so far. Most of the batters are batting back. Let's see if Elmer can do the same. Ball gets by. Bounces back off the backstop, though. Newman unable to come home. 1-2 the count to Elmer. Strike three on the outside corner for the first out of the inning. As Elmer goes down swinging, brings up Crick. Looking, brings up Crick. 1 out with Newman still on third. Crick fouls that one straight back. 0-1.
Go, kids.
Strike on the outside corner. Crick behind 0-2. Outside. 1-2 the count. Crick swings and misses. Throw down to third, Tays back in safely. So 2 outs now. Cindy James able to strike out the last 2. Havner up to bat. Down. I'll call it a strike. So strike one. Strike two. Both those pitches were borderline.
Way outside, way outside.
Nice hit by Havner for a single. Brings in Newman. Penrod up to bat with Havner on first. Strike. Strike on the outside part of the plate. High in the center field. Looks like it's going to drop. It does. Newman on to third. Angel will make it safe as the ball gets away from the third baseman. With Penrod moving up to second on the throw. Walker up to bat. 2 outs.
Let's go, Kels.
Walker steps in with 2 on, 2 outs. Score 19-8 for your Lady Elks. Ball 1 low. High fly. Back, and missed. Walker will get a second chance on the foul ball. As catcher unable to catch that one. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Walker. Strike 2 to Walker. She swings through that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Walker. 2 on, 2 outs.
Watch it outside. Way outside.
Ball outside, 2-2. Wind's blowing out from home plate to right field. Walker sends it high right down the line, and it's gone for a 3-run home run this time by Walker. Like I said, the wind's blowing straight out from home plate to right field, and that was straight down the line. Get that up in there right now, and it's just going to travel. So 3-run home run by Walker. That's her second home run. And she had a grand slam early and 3-run now, so score is 22-8. Brings Wilbank up to bat. Wilbank steps up to bat with 2 outs. Wilbank sends one down the left field line, but foul. Little break in the action here, trying to find the softball. Score right now over in the boys' side is 6-3 as the Elks have made a comeback. They're leading 6-3, bases loaded in the bottom of the 6th with 2 outs. And it looks like Cochran just hit a triple, just driving 3 more, so it's 9-3 now for the boys in the bottom of the 6th. Wilbank back up out here on the softball diamond. Strike on the outside part of the plate. Little foul ball over the backstop. Count remains 0-2. Ball. Oh, he called a strike 3. Said she went, ladies. Again, like to thank those sponsors that sponsor our broadcast all year long. Appreciate their efforts to help our student athletes. Our defensive lineman looks like it'll stay the same. Ariola pitching, Newman behind the plate with Webster, Penrod, Walker, and Wiltbank around the infield with Elmer, Hebner, and Crick in the outfield. Number 12, Ellsworth up to bat for the Redskins. Ball low.
Good eye, Grace. Way to watch it. That was low. You're good. Come on, Grace.
1-0 to count to Ellsworth. Oh, and 2.
You're right, Grace. You got it right here. Way to watch it.
Sorry, 2-0, 2 balls. Strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Hit a little hopper to Ruth. Wiltbank picks it up. Holt throws over and out. First out of the inning on a changeup there. Wiltbank gets that 3 hopper and throws it at first for the out. Brings up Richardson. Swing and strike 1. Ball inside, 1-1. After 6 complete innings over on the baseball diamond, 10 for Round Valley, 3 for St. John's. Strike 2, swinging. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Richardson. Elks are leading by 22-8 here in the 5th inning. High, ball 2, 2-2. Strike 3, knee-high strike. Across the middle plate for the 2nd out of the inning, so 2 outs. Nobody on. Brings up Sundel. Little blooper. Just by the diving Penrod. Nice job by Penrod to lay out, unable to get that. So Sundell hits a single to center field. Brings up Scarborough with 2 outs and 1 on. Hit past Wiltbank and hit past. So runners on the 1st and 2nd now as another single comes in. So 2 on, 2 outs. As Redskins say to try to stay alive here in the 5th. Pulsar up to bat now. Line drive down the line for a base hit. And out at third base as they try to come an extra base. So out at third. So 1 run will score. Game will end 22-9 as tried to stretch that single into an extra base and got thrown out at third. Nice relay from Elmer to Walker to Wiltbank for the third out. I'm sure we'll play next Saturday at home. Just don't know who or where yet. Also, St. John's should be able to play next weekend at home as well, as this was a 5 and 6 playing right here. So great job by both teams, and hopefully see you all out on next week. Over on the boys' side, it's still 10-3, 2 outs on St. John's. So if Round Valley can get one more out there, Round Valley will be able to win that game as well, as St. John's has 1 on with 1 out. And what I'll do here, if you want to stay, I'll stay in, and 10-3, 7th inning. So last inning over there. So I'll stay on and let you know what the game is over there. If you want to stay on, I'll broadcast the last of it, as we got to prepare for the JV game anyway. So. So right now on the boys' side, Leslie's batting with Lane Hill pitching with Wade on first, runner on first for St. John's. Boys have been trailing most of the game, but broke it open in the 5th and 6th as they was able to play quite a few. Leslie gets a single, so now 2 runners on with 2 outs. Brings up Johnson for St. John's. So while we're waiting for Johnson at bat, just remember this was pretty much for the region championship, as neither team had lost. We lost to St. John's earlier in the year, but that was a freedom game, so it didn't actually count in region standing. So Round Valley is your region champion with St. John's in 2nd place. And if the boys can hang on, it'll be a sweep there both games. So. So 2 balls on Johnson with 2 on. Foul. So 2-1 the count over there with 2 on. Round Valley leading by 7 on the baseball diamond. In the top of the 7th.
We're just gonna walk over the baseball game for a minute.
3-1 is the count. Johnson's hit by a pitch, so now bases are loaded with 2 outs. Great job by the girls. As I've said all year, they're a young team. We only have 2 juniors. Rest are sophomores and freshmen, so we should be good for a few years to come. Got a great bunch of 8th graders coming in next year, so we should be competitive for a few years to come. Girls just need to continue to work, not only during the season, but in the off season, to get better and stronger. As you can see today, a little faster pitcher, a little better hitting. Sometimes we struggle against that slow pitchers like we had the last couple of games, but today we hit well, fielded well, had a few errors, but not too many, so came out victorious. So 1-1 to Skousen with 2 outs. Ball 2-1 to Skousen. Scores 10-3 for Round Valley, top of the seventh.
Do they have a G?
2-1 to Skousen. And he hits a dribbler and gets an infield single, so one run will score. The score is now 10-4. Base is still loaded for St. John's in the top of the seventh, as St. John's tries to stay alive over on the baseball diamond. McPhee's up to bat with 2 outs. Bases loaded, down by 6. Round Valley trying to get that elusive third out to end the game.
I'm on my way home from Round Valley, but I bet you I could when I get home.
1-1 the count to McPhee.
Mike, you hear that? Saturday, 11 o'clock. Here. For playoffs. Yeah. No, at 11 o'clock a week tomorrow.
2-1 the count to McPhee. Base is still loaded
We have a bye.
over on the baseball diamond.
Play-in game. And then
2-2 the count.
Lily said 11 o'clock. Yeah, a week tomorrow. Yeah. Well, we're gonna end up going to Valley. Hi, Wayne. Hey, I'm gonna tell you like I told
Baseball
Wayne.
game still going on. Like I said, bases loaded. 10-4 for Round Valley. 2-2 the count in the top of the seventh as Round Valley tries to end that game. I'll keep going. So, I know you got the video on the other one, but this way you know what happens here. Little blooper down to third. Third throws to first, so the game should be over. So middle of seventh, 10-4 for Round Valley. I think that should be the game over there as well. So I will keep this up. I'm going to put the ads on, but keep it up for the JV game. I'll broadcast the JV game in just a few minutes. Thank you all for your support. getting ready for the JV game between St. John's and Round Valley at this time. Um, hopefully, you guys are tuning in for the earlier games as both the girls won 22-9, the boys won 10-3. So both the boys and girls from Round Valley claimed the region championship. I know the girls will play next Saturday. I understand at 11. From what I understand so far, unknown who they're playing so far though. I don't know for sure if the boys play Saturday or if they play a different day. I'm sure someone will let all the fans know when the boys play. So as we get started, looks like for the defensive alignment for the Elks, you have Tori Slade catching, Kensley Crick at first with Autumn, Webster, Kyler Penrod, Skylar Hebner, and Carla Ariola around the infield. In the outfield, we have Ali Ortero, Cassidy Elmer, and I believe, I can't see the right fielder. Okay, Gabby Aragoyan in right field. First pitch on the way, low, ball one. Number 2 batting for, all right, thank you, Hoyt. Hoyt brings me the lineup so I can tell you who's batting there. I don't need ours. Martin's batting for the Redskins. 1-1 to count. Little number toward pitch. Gets by Crick. And Martin's on first with the infield singles. That took a bad hop about the time Crick reached to grab it. Got by her. Brings up Weber. Number 8. Probably not. Ball one. Nice stop by Tori to stop that. High, ball 2. Martin still at first.
She can go when he gets back.
Ball 3. Low in dirt. 3-0. Martin at first. Wherever at bat. No outs here in the top of the first inning. Inside, ball 4. Weber go down to first. And Martin will go to second. Brings up number 27, Pulsiver.
Sorry, I didn't have my phone. No, I just walked over there. I left it here. Sorry.
Ball low. Gets by Tori. Runners will move up 60 feet.
I am, so that's why it worries me. Sometimes I am, and I don't mean to be. Sometimes it's just a gift. No.
Ball 2. 2-0. With 2 on, no out here in the first inning. Kensley pitching. Ball 3. As that one's low as well.
I told her she couldn't anyway, so it's good. No, because my parents are here. But are you going tonight?
Ball 4 outside. Runner comes in and scores on the play. And runners on first and third after the walk. Round Valley scores 1. Still no outs for St. John's.
Ow!
Ringing up to bat is Acosta now for St. John. She squares the bunt and strike. Pulsar will go down to third on the indifference.
Oh, they did send a picture. Margot Bridge.
Hit down third, but foul. Cricket had 0-2 to Acosta.
Isn't that cute? I do too. That is cute.
Fly ball to right field and caught by Aragoyan. Aragoyan brings in 1 run will score on the play. As that was hit deep enough that Weber came in. Nice catch by Aragoyan. 2-0 for St. John's. Oh, runners out as well, since they said she didn't tag up. She didn't go back and tag up after the catch. Umpire says that the runner from second didn't tag up, so be 2 outs now, 2 runs in. I wasn't watching the runner, so I don't know if she tagged up or not. But squares the bunt back to Crick. Crick picks it up and just a little late as she bobbled it for just a second, and Charleston gets on first. Brings up Martin, K. Martin. Two outs, 2 in for St. John's. Squares the bunt back. Ariola picks it up, throws on the run for the 3rd out of the inning. St. John's does pick up 2 runs in the top of the first. So through half inning, 2-0.
Dad, did you just leave my key in my car? Oh, okay.
Good. Is it pretty good? Penrod leading off for the Elks here in the JV game. Like I said, we're mostly freshmen and sophomores, so all these girls get to play both games basically since we have no seniors. So Penrod will lead off. Ball 1 outside. Ball 2 high. 2-0 count to Penrod. Outside, ball 3. Strike down the middle. Outside, ball 4, Penrod will take her base. Brings up Elmer. And we're playing center field this JV game. Ball low in the dirt, gets by catch. Penrod will go on to second on the wild pitch. Pitching for the St. John's Redskins is Pulsiver with the cost of catching. Inside, gets by catch again, pass ball. Penrod will move up to third. 2-0 the count. High outside, 3-0. Pulsiver having a hard time finding the plate right now. Outside, that's 4. Runners on first and third now. Brings up Skylar Hebner. Skylar moves into shortstop for the JV game. Strike down the middle. Elmer will move on to second on the play.
Oh, yes, yes.
Strike 2 as Hebner swings over the top of that one. Line shot up the middle. It'll drop in for a single. 1 run will score. Elmer will stay at third. Nice job by Hebner waiting on that pitch and driving it. Bringing Carla Ariola up to bat. Looks like Autumn on deck. Still no outs. 2-1 to score. Strike 1 on Autumn as he chases one a little low. Strike 1 on Autumn as he chases one a little low. Little chopper over pitcher's head. Shortstop will pick it up on the first and bad throw. Autumn will end up at first base on the throw, and Ariola advances to third. So 3 in, no outs. Crick up to bat. Crick toward third, but foul. Outside, 1-1. Still 2 runners on with Autumn at first and Carla at third. No outs here in the bottom of the first.
Ethan, hey, put that down so you don't poke somebody.
Line shot up the middle, just underneath glove. Webster will go into third on the play, and Ariola will score. So single by Crick. Brings up Slade. Tori up to bat.
Mine looks
They come out all crinkled out.
Ball one gets by the catch. Autumn will come in and slide and out at home plate. Nice play by the catcher to grab that in time to throw out Autumn at home. So one out now on the play. Crick advances to second base. Second base. Strike one. Tori swings over the top of that one. Tori hits one high fly over the top. Strike two. 1-2 strikes to Tori. Outside. Good job by Tori laying off that outside pitch. 2-2. Tori swings through that one for a strikeout. So 2 outs now. Crick still at second. Ali Otero up with 2 outs. That's 2 outs. Little flop to pitch by Otero. Throw over to first and out number 3. So Elks are able to get for the top of the second. So after one complete inning, 4-2 for Round Valley.
Mom, it's fine. I'm not going to say anything about it. I said I'm not. But mine looks the same way.
Let's go get a pizza.
I don't like the place over there.
There's 2 of them.
Is there? I thought there was
That's
only
what
one.
the
There is
fireman
2.
told me.
Where is he?
He's a cop. He's used to fight.
Crick pitching. First pitch is hit to first. Autumn on one hop picks it up. Quick out. 1 pitch, 1 out. As Gray hits it right to first base. Brings up Ellsworth.
Come on, Dane.
Come on, Faith. Come on, Faith.
Ellsworth number 1 batting. Squares to bunt and chases a high one for strike 1.
You're all right. Hey, you got it right here. You're good.
That's okay. You're good.
Squares again. Chase the one low this time. Strike 2. 0-2 to Ellsworth. Just a little bit outside. 1-2 count. So ball two, 2-2.
Yeah, right, Ken. Yeah, right.
Hot pop fly as Ellsworth stays alive. Foul ball behind the screen. So Scout remains 2-2. Strike three down the middle for the second out of the inning. Nice pitch by Crick. Rings up number 9, B. Nelson, who also plays right field. Ball one in the dirt. Ball too high. 2-0 the count to Nelson. Strike one, hit right to Ariola at third base. Line drive right to Ariola, who snags it for the third out. So 3 up, 3 down as the Redskins go in order. So after 1.5, it's 4-2. Gabier going up to bat as we start the bottom of the second inning.
Come on, Redskins, hold them. Back.
Outside to Gabby, ball one. Ball two outside. Foul ball. Gabby fouls that one straight back. Strike. Strike two on the outside corner, 2-2 the count. High, ball three. Gabby works at full, 3-2. Gabby foul ball. Count remains the same.
You get ranch?
Foul ball again to Gabby. Gabby stays alive.
Judge, just come sit over here. No, just come sit over here. Do you have fries for her?
Oh, no, I have to get fries.
Gabby again fouls another one back. Count remains full, 3-2. No outs. Gabby's the first batter here in the bottom of the second inning. Gabby again fouls it back. 4 straight foul balls by Gabby, staying alive. High, but Gabby's able to lay off and take her base. Good at bat by Gabby as she's fouled off a number of pitches to get to first. Brings up top of the order Penrod. Strike, foul ball. As Penrod goes after one little inside. 0-1 the count.
What is it? Paint or chalk? What are they?
Penrod hits it at third, goes under the third baseman's glove. And now no outs with Elmer up to bat. Strike one. Elmer swings through that one. Ball inside, 1-1. High, 2-1. Throw down to first. Penrod back in time. Two and one the count to Elmer. 2-2 as that was on the inside corner. No outs, runners on first and second for the Lady Elks. Elmer hits it over pitcher's head and into center field for a single. Oh, it gets through center fielder's leg. Legs is going to roll all the way to the fence. At least 2 runs will score. Elmer will come into third. And she's going to try home, and she's going to be out by a long way. So second out of the inning, but she does bring in 2 on that play. It looked like Jeff center. So 2-run score, 6-2. Brings up Heavener. Strike on the outside part of the plate. 0-1. Down third baseline, but foul. 0-2 to Heavener. Down third baseline, third base picks it up, fires to first, but high, and first baseman had to jump to grab that ball, and Heavener's safe on the throwing error. Brings up Ariola with Webster on deck.
Grace, did you see all the pictures of her?
Yeah.
Hit in the gap between first and second. Third left fielder bubbles it. Hebner will come in to score, and Ariola will go into second on the single and the error. Brings up Webster. On him up the bat with one. I thought there was 2 outs. We'll see when we get the next out. 7-2. Outside. Ariola goes on to third on the wild pitch. Hit in the center field by Webster. Webster have a single as that goes up the middle. Ariola will come in to score and Crick up to bat. High ball 1. Crick hits towards shortstop bobbles it, and both runners are safe. So Webster at second, Crick at first, brings up Torrey Slade. Again, St. John's calls a brief timeout as they gather around the circle there. As always, we want to thank those sponsors and remind you Saturday the girls will be playing at home. Don't know for sure. Sounds like 11 o'clock, but we don't know for sure who. As they'll have a play-in game on Tuesday or so, on Tuesday, I believe. So we'll find out who we play at that time.
Where's the key?
Torrey Slade up to bat now
Bring my keys and lock it.
with 2 on.
Mary?
Torrey squares the bunt. Bunts downward third base. Beautiful bunt. Let's see if she can make it first. And nice pitch. Nice play by Ketch to throw her out.
Gabby, great job. Way to hustle.
Nice bunt, but better play by Ketch there. Throw her out. Brings up Alley. That was only 1 out. That makes 2. So runners on second and third now with Ali Ortero up. Line shot to second. One hopper second who throws out Otero for the third out. Nice hit by Otero, but right at second baseman. So after 2 innings, 8-2 in favor of your Lady Elks. Start of the third inning here. Round Valley up by 6, 8-2. Crick still pitching with Slade behind the plate with Webster, Penrod, Hebner, and Ariola around the infield with Otero, Elmer, and Aragoyen in the outfield. First one high, ball 1. Looks like C. Martin up to bat. Foul ball down third base. 1-1 the count. Swing and strike two. Crick took a little bit off that one. Low, 2-2 the count. That just missed a little low. Ball three. As that got away from Cans. Strike ball four. That was low also. So C. Martin on deck with first with the walk, bringing up Weber.
That Sonic hamburger steak.
Yeah.
Foul ball straight back. High fly and drops foul. 0-2. Foul ball. Looked like Weber was just a little bit out in front of that one. High, 1-2. Crick took a little bit off that pitch, just missed a little high.
Ethan.
Ball 2-2. Throw down to first. Good job throw by Torrey. Martin able to get back in time though. 2-2 the count. It hits the batter. So 2 runners on now with a walk and a hit by pitch. Brings up Pulsifer.
Oh, here, Charlie, wait. Charlie. Hey, way to watch it.
Little high.
Charlie, come here. Charlie.
Close pitch, but umpire calls it a little high. Ball 1. Hit right back to. And got out at second. Good job by Penrod as she ranged across to the shortstop side of second, able to grab the ball and step on second. So for the first out, one will move up to third. We have runners on first and third now with 1 out, with Acosta up to bat.
Come on, Gabby.
Acosta squares the dash button, pulls it back and strike. Martin able to come home on the play as they caught our players sleeping. So 8-3. Pulsifer moves up to second. Foul ball by Acosta. Strike 2. High.
Okay.
1-2 count to Acosta. So remains at second.
Good eye, Gabby. Way to
Outside.
watch it.
3-2. 2-2. 3-2. I think Tom said 2-2, but it is 3-2. High over Torrey's head. Pulsarville move up to third. And Acosta will walk down to first. So 2 on now on the corners with 1 out. Charleston up to bat.
I should fix it. She said,
Charleston squares the bunt. Doesn't pull back in time. Strike 1.
in the morning. Or in a couple weeks. So Abby's a different. Oh no. Abby.
High, ball 1. Runner will go down to second on the play.
Let's go, Ken.
Swing and strike 2. 2-2. 1-2. Foul ball. Count to Charleston's still 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Come here, bud.
Strike 3. Crick strikes out Charleston for the second out of the inning. Brings up K. Martin.
Go, kids.
Ball outside. Two runners on for St. John's, second and third. High fly to right field. Gabby underneath it and over her head for a 2-base error there, it looks like. 2 runs will score on the play. Score 8-5 now, bringing up number 8, Gray. High line drive right up the middle. Runner will come in from second to score 8-6.
Yeah, let's go, Faith. Come on, Faith.
Brings up Ellsworth.
Let's go, sis.
High ball 1. Ball in the dirt, 2-0.
Hey, be ready to swing, sis. Expect it, expect it.
Come on, Kay. Just pitch strike, girl.
High ball 3, 3-0.
Hey, it has to be pretty, sis. Has to be pretty.
You got Gray at first. Ellsworth batting. Score 8-6 for your Lady
It has
Elks.
to be there. Good eye.
Ball 4.
let's go, Belle. Come on, Belle.
B. Nelson up to bat now, with runners on first and second
Let's go, Belle.
for the St. John's Redskins.
Okay, good eye. Good eye, babe.
Ball a little outside. Ball 2 outside. 2-0. Swing and strike 1.
You're right, Bella.
2-1. Ball low. 3-1. Fly ball to center field, and Elmer makes the catch for the third out of the inning. The Redskins score 4 on the inning, 2 left on base. So after 2.5 innings, 8-6 for your Lady Elks.
Knucklehead.
Starting off the bottom of the third for the Lady Elks will be Aragoyan and then Penrod. And then I believe Elmer.
Nice throw, Gabby. Good job.
Go, Maisie. 3 up and go. Come on, you can do it. Let's hold them, guys.
Ball 1. That was a little low.
Go, Gabby.
Gabby hits a strong single up the middle for a base hit. Brings up Penrod. Elmer on deck. Hit the third. Third baseman picks it up, throws it second for the first out. So 1 out on the force play at second. Brings up Elmer. Inside. Penrod down to second with a stolen base. Outside, ball 2. Two now, 2-0 to count to Elmer. Penrod on second. Strike on the inside corner.
Come on, Macy. Go, Macy. Strike her out.
Line shot over second base will drop in for a single. Elmer's end at first and Penrod at third. Brings up Heavener.
Way to go, stay.
So 2 runners on with 1 out as we have Elmer at first and Penrod at third. First pitch outside to Hebner. Elmer will go to second on the indifference there as they didn't want the runner from third scoring. Fly ball towards second baseman underneath it, and makes the catch for the second out of the inning. Runners will have to stay as just infield fly. So 2 outs now with 2 runners on. Ariola up with Webster on deck. Inside, ball 1. Timeout called by St. John's. Looked like they were talking about coach and catcher about maybe throwing down at second, trying to pick off second baseman as she's leading off quite a ways. Ariola stiffs back in, 2-0 count. Foul ball straight back, 2-1. Down third, but foul. 2-2 the count. Line shot down third base line and fair. Two runs will score. Ariola on the second and out. 2 runs will score on the play as Ariola tries to stretch that into a double. So 10-6. So after 3 complete innings, score 10 for Round Valley, 6 for St. John's.
Carlos likes just as much as Melvin.
Fourth inning, looks like their defensive alignment for the Elks will stay the same. Ten to 6, the score heading into the 4th inning. Number 2, C. Martin up to bat. High ball 1. I believe Martin's walked both times she's been up and came around to score. Ball inside, 2-0.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, no, they were yours.
Swing and strike one. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Hey, drive her out with you. Let's go.
High fly in the gap between right and center. And it'll be a double. Double by C. Martin, bring up Weber.
Hit it, Cam.
Ball 1 in the dirt. Nice pickup by Torrey. Hit to third. Ariola picks it up, fires to first for the out. Try back to third, unable to get her. So 1 out on the force play at first. Autumn throws it back third and able to get the runner advancing to third. So Martin will be at third now with 1 out. Brings up Pulsiver. Strike 1.
Go, babe. Good night.
Down low, 1-1.
Go, babe.
Ball 2. 2-1 the count. Something wrong with the runner at third right now. Check on her. She crouched down like don't want to speculate. So coaches check on her. Hope she's okay. While they're checking her out, we'll go to ads.
All of our girls do one.
Looks like they're going to have a runner for her. Make sure she's okay. Looks like just precaution as she trots off the field, but don't want to make it any worse here. I mean, this is just for fun. So 1 out now, still. Woods pulls her up to bat. Pinch runner on third now. Fly ball to center field. It's going to nice catch by Cassidy. Beautiful catch by Elmer out in center field. Runner will come in and score to make it 10-7. Beautiful catch by Elmer as she stretched out for that one as it was hit toward left field. Ball one. Now his bases are empty. Batting is Acosta. High ball two. Strike one, foul ball. As she fouled that one down. High ball 4-4. I believe. Nope. Sorry. 3-1. No, it should be 4. Yeah. That was ball 4. Umpire had it wrong. So Costa will walk with Charleston coming up to bat. 10-7 the score here in the top of the 4th inning for your Lady Elks. Squares to bunt, Charleston. And it'll be a strike as she chases that one in the dirt on the attempted bunt. Runner still at first. Two outs here. Charleston up to bat with 2 strikes. Change up high. 1-2. Low, 2-2. Good snag by Autumn there as Tori throws it down. Webster able to pick it up. 10-8 after 3.5 innings. Hopefully we got this fixed. It started buffering a little bit there. Fixed again. So going in the bottom fourth, the Elks heading by head by 2. I think there is a time limit on this. If there is a time limit, this might be the last half inning.
Let's go, Autumn. Get a hit, girl.
Webster leading off the bottom of the 4th. Outside, ball 1. Strike 1. Autumn foul ball. Third base dugout. 1-2 the count to Webster. High outside. 2-2. Line shot up the middle for a single. Single by Webster. Brings up Crick. Kensley will bat. Kensley freshman. Line shot just over the top of third baseman's glove. Actually goes off the glove. And on the play, as the outfielders were going to get the ball, both runners move up a base. So runners on second and third now, no outs. Slade up to bat. Torrey squares the bunt. Will bunt third base. Beautiful bunt, but goes foul. Nice bunt, but drifted foul at the last second. Torrey squares the bunt again. Back to pitch. Pitch will pick it up and throw. And Autumn will come home on the play. Nice sacrifice bunt by Torrey to bring in one. And Crick will move to third on the play. Ali Otero up with one out, one on third. Hit toward the gap, and that be by second baseman, by right field, all the way to the fence. Otero will go to second. She's on her way to third. Let's see if she can make it. It's going to be close, and she'll make it third with a standing up. Brings up Gabby Aragoyen. One more run will score. 12-8. Gabby Aragoyen up to bat. Strike. Strike one on Gabby as they call that inside pitch. Gabby fouls one off. 0-2. Oh, and 2 count to Gabby with one out with Allie on third base. Outside, ball one. Line drive, but right to third base. Hard hit by Aragoyen, but went right to third baseman. Went right to Weber, who made the catch for the second out. Brings up Penrod. 2 out now. Allie at third. Inside, ball one. Penrod hits a line drive to center field. Brings in Otero for another run. Single there by Penrod. Brings up Elmer. 2 outs. Penrod on first. Bottom of the 4th inning. Elks ahead 13-8. Strike 1 on the inside corner. Foul ball down left field line. 0-2. High and inside. 1-2. High fly. Short third base underneath it, and for the 3rd out of the inning. Elks were able to get 3 in that inning, 13-8. Looks like we might go another one. Let's see what the time says. Looks like we will go to the 5th inning. We'll see. I'm walking over to their dugout.
What's that for?
Usually in a JV game, they only go an hour and a half.
Oh, I see.
But it looks like they're going to continue. Top of the 5th inning with Crick pitching. Slade behind the plate. Webster, Penrod, Hebner, and Ariola around the infield. Otero, Elmer, and Aragoin in the outfield. Batting for Redskins is number 8, Webster. Ball 1, first pitch. Foul ball, out of play. 1-1. Strike 2. As Crick throws that in Bayer. Ball low in the dirt, 2-2. Ball 3. Count goes full. Foul ball. Straight down.
Right here, Ken. Let her have it.
Ball 4. As that was low. Weber down at first. Looks like we have a Ellsworth up to bat now. Sorry, that last batter was Gray. They got two number 8s here. That was great. This is Ellsworth. Turns around the bunt, pulls it back, ball 1. Ball 2, as that was just a little low. 2-0. Gray on first. Ellsworth up to bat. Lady Elks leading by 5. Turns bunt and bunts it in the air. Able to throw it to first for a double play, as on the bunt, runner was heading towards second. So 2 outs on the double play brings up number 9, Nelson. Ball low. 1-0. Strike. 1-1. Low. 2-1. Two and 1 the count to Nelson. Crick trying to finish this game off. 3-1. Ball 4 in low in the dirt. Nelson will go to first with C. Martin up to bat. Two outs with Nelson on first. Martin up. Ball 1. Strike 1. 1-1. Ball 2. 2-1. High. 3-1 to Martin. Still have Nelson at first base. Foul ball. 3-2 the count. High. Ball 4. Drew down on ball 4, and runner goes to third. And second, as we're sleeping again in the field. So runners on second and third now, with 2 outs, bringing up Weber. String and strike 1, as Weber chased after a high pitch. Ball 2. Sorry, ball 1, 1-1. High fly. Weber missed. Nice effort by Elmer. Overthrow from Hebner to home. 2 runs will score, and Weber will end up at third base on the errors. But I would probably count that as a hit, then error on the throw. Elmer had to cover a long distance to try to get close to that pitch, that high fly. Pulser up to bat. Fly to right field now. Air going underneath it. No. And second base out at second. So 1 run will score on the place. Pulsberg tried to stretch that to 2, and out at second base, 13-11. And that will end our game. Like I said before, varsity will be playing next Saturday at home. First round of state playoffs. So hopefully you come out and support your boys. Boys will also be playing next week.